Good afternoon. I was going to say good morning, but hey, Miss P, right when I hit live, there you are. Love you, Miss P. I hope you're doing good. I'm glad you got to get out today and enjoy some good times. I'm glad you got to do that. I am going on my fourth day. I'm going every day. I'm not stopping. I'm going to the gym every single day, and I just run and run and run and speed walk and sweat. And then I've been doing upper body. But I think I'm going to try to do some I think it's about time I do some leg day today. Hey, Kate Ski. Hope you're doing good. Sorry, the sunshine's like beaming in on me right now. So, hey, Megan. Hope you guys are doing good. I just wanted to have a quick daily check-in. Lokamai, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lokamai. Happy birthday to you. Hey, Rosaling. Oh, while you walk your lab. Aw, give the puppy a pet for me. Hey, Miss Pandora. Hey, Mike. Hey, Beckachu. Um, gather around and we will have a little chit chat. No, no chance. No, no dance. No, no chance. No, no dance. No, no chance. Give me second chances.
That's so cool!
Hey! Ow! Ow! My Yeah, I'm doing a little bit better today, Rosaling. I got the ball rolling on a couple of things that were mandatory that I had to do um, to get, stuff back in order in life. And I've been applying for like temp work uh, just until I figured things out like permanently for myself. So that's that's been good. Say a prayer for that. I hope that something comes of it. But yeah, and by the way, if I canceled my membership to your channels, guys, it's just because I'm trying to save some money, and I might cancel StreamYard here. I don't. Again, I like share um stuff right now as far as like I have my own bank account separately, and our like we have four different bank accounts, but that it just trying to figure out everything. So I'm just trying to set back on stuff that's not necessary. So I think StreamYard comes out on the 5th. I'll probably pause it. Love you, Angie. So my live streams are going to be super ghetto. Will just be on my phone. You know, and if I can't like be on camera, then I'm just gonna put the phone down. It's just gonna be ghetto. Hey, Blue Eyes. Um, but like as I was because every morning I've been doing them in the morning, the meetings that I do online. Miss P sat in on one this morning to support me. Love you, Miss P. And like it's really nice because you meet people in there, and hopefully I found a sponsor. I'm pretty sure I did, but we'll see about that. We've just been messaging each other back and forth. Um, but like a lot of everything those people talk about, because like God is awesome no matter what, and even like through struggling or going through issues that it's not that I don't quite understand why I'm going through them, because I pretty much do, when you're irresponsible, have a bad outlook, you're lazy, bad behavior, bad attitude. I've had all those things, so I understand why I'm at where I'm at right now. And, in my downtime when I'm sitting there, trying to fix everything or feeling overwhelmed, trying to like get on track with things, I often like question God, like, why? Like, why isn't it easier? And it's because God is, and many people have told me this. That's why I know it's a sign from God, because everybody tells me this, that God is pushing me. And like, I can't move forward without taking accountability. Otherwise, I'm just going to be a complainer and complaining the whole time and not understanding and not getting the whole point of why I have to push through and why I'm being pushed uh, to like actually try, you know, because I've always been a bare minimum person, even in my relationship, when I was working in friendships, like and I life shouldn't be like that, you know. We get tired and we get lazy, but I've been super lazy the last few years with many things in my life. So, and distracted. I allow myself to get distracted with nonsense. Hey, Samby. Hey, Kayla. Thank you. Yeah, it is. It is a nice. It is a nice support group. Thank you for just listening to me and being supportive because it really does help. Yeah, God, he doesn't annoy me. I know I annoy myself. So when it comes to having to correct problems, um, you know, hold on a minute. I took care of that, Miss P. Hey, into the woods. Amen to that, Miss P. You know, and I think like when we have people we don't get along with or that have done us wrong, we often wish karma to come upon them. And I mean, we don't even have to do that because eventually it comes anyways. And karma doesn't have to be a bad thing. Like when I see karma happening to people that I don't like the way they're treating others or myself, like you should hope that it corrects behavior. And that's what's happening with me. You know, I'm dealing with consequence and karma of my actions, and it's difficult. But what I have to remember is in the future, when I have a gut feeling inside that tells me not to do something, not to treat somebody a certain way, to actually listen to it. I've ignored that many times. Uh, it doesn't even come in a gut feeling. It comes from your friends. I have many good friends that tell me, maybe don't do that, or maybe calm down. And I just would completely ignore it. And that's been a big part of my problem. Yeah, like I can't, with my personal situations, I can't move on without accountability. And, you know, the word sorry, you know, I've said sorry throughout my life so many times. I've even gone back on things that I've been sorry and done it over and over and over again. And it sorry is something that I have to put into action, and it's not going to mean anything or fix anything unless you actually do something about it. Otherwise, it's just a word, it's just an excuse. Um, and if there's continued behavior that's like a pattern of behavior, it's not going to be beneficial. And I recognize definitely just in life in general, not just on here, my attitude, me as a human being, I've had a pattern of behavior to where, hey, excuse me, hey, Miss Bunny, hey, Peach, love you, Peach, hey, High Priestess. I've had a pattern of behavior to where, you know, I give up and I know like I have it in me to not say or do terrible things or things that are not going to be good for myself or others, and I do it anyways. And then I apologize, and then I do it again, or I do something, you know, different that's just as bad or worse or maybe not as bad, and it's continued, and there's never been a permanent fix to my behavior. And yeah, it's Lokamai's birthday. And so that's why, as much as it sucks and it hurts, to all of the things that I have done that have put me in a position where I'm at right now, it's a good thing because, you know, if something's annoying you, like let's say it's a fly, and you're just allowing the fly to fly around your head and annoy you the whole time, you may swing at it and it temporarily gets the fly out of the way. Now, I'm not condoning killing flies because I don't do that. I'm just using this as an example. You're not going to permanently fix the problem unless you swat the fly, which I would never do that. So I guess that is a bad example because I don't want to swat a fly. But if something is temporary fixes are have ruined many things in my life. And alcohol is a temporary fix. Saying sorry is a temporary fix, but nothing is going to be a permanent fix unless you know you do something about it and recognize I'm tired of this bullshit. And my problem is I wasn't able to recognize. Well, actually, that's not true. I was able to recognize that I was in a pattern of behavior, but it's almost like I couldn't do anything about it, or I was addicted to that pattern, or just used to it and comfortable in it. Hey, Daniel. But when you get swatted like a fly, then you have no choice. Like I've said over and over again on some of my live streams, it's a slap in the face. It's a wake up call to say, hey, guess what? You've been driving carelessly. Now it's time for you to get a fucking ticket. You've been on the road long enough. Well, I'm using another example metaphorically, you know, breaking the laws on the road long enough, getting away with bullshit. Those people that drive carelessly and they just get away with shit until eventually something happens. Well, metaphorically, that's what's happened to me. I've crashed into a wall and I have no choice but to rehabilitate and, broke some bones. Uh, and it's hurt in many different areas, and I have no choice but to address it. Exactly, Rosaling. When we learn to do better, we do better. It's easier to know what needs changing than go out and actually go and change the problem. Yeah, sometimes you need a push, and that push isn't going to be a good push most of the time. Not in my scenario. Like, and trust me, God has has let me know inside, like in my gut feeling inside, the voice within, every time I've done something wrong and I just continued, didn't care because, who cares? I'm getting away with it anyways. Doesn't fucking matter. Hey, stand by me. Hey, Cole. So, each day is, I mean, you can't help but self-reflect when you're like going through the daily things that I'm going through, and having your behavior pop up in your head or be presented to you by other people and just feel ashamed, and just to take accountability for my part in many different things in life, not just what I'm going through, but even with other people online. Hey, Penguin. I have spent years, uh, and I don't really know when I went off track on YouTube, from just having fun live streams, or doing content that mattered and that was not negative. And like I became very consumed and addicted to arguing with people and hurting people's feelings. No matter how angry or hurt I felt, that was never right. um Many different things, and it just makes you realize how there really is consequence in the long run, no matter what form you get it in. And you wake up and you realize, what you've done, or your behavior or pattern of behavior has not been up to par. I'm very impulsive, Crystal. Yeah, and it does. Oh, I love you, Crystal. Thank you. I'm very impulsive, very reactive, but one really good thing that I've been learning, just listening in on these AA meetings, and I actually raised my hand today to speak, but I had to go. I waited a long time, and they reset every hour, and I had some things I had to take care of on the phone. But listening in on them, just hearing how they've gone through things that they've lost and had to take accountability. And it's really relatable because you can't blame anything on a substance. Um, I understand it is a sickness, and it's an outlet many people go to deal or numb or lessen pain and stuff, and it can cause your behavior to be different. I can't blame my behavior completely on that, but I will say that has contributed to a lot of the negative outcomes and situations in my life. I love you too, Christina. Thank you for that. Shame is a good thing. Think about it. It's honestly worse if you don't have shame because it means your conscience and moral compass is completely broken. Yeah, and that's why um, many people have been on the lookout for me and said, "Hey, maybe keep things private or vent to a friend." And it to me, it's not beneficial because I do want the people that I've argued with to hear that I recognize that I have not been the best person, and my behavior has been very reactive and very impulsive, and and that I am sorry for that. And I've heard for years people saying, when Robbie learns, his karma's going to come, and you guys were right. And I am not above anybody. I am not better than anyone. Like I've said before in the past that I was. Well, I've learned that I am not, and that I am not perfect in any situation whatsoever. So if I've hurt any of you, whether you speak to me or not on here, I do apologize, and I am working on paying attention to processing emotions as they come through. That's been helpful. Uh, Listening to people in these meetings, how they process and how they deal, and kind of slow down and think about things. That's been really helpful. So if I've been reactive or any of those things to anybody on here, I do apologize. And one day I'll be able to go one by one. But unfortunately, when you're a when you're an entitled brat like I've been, and a giant asshole, to put it bluntly, there's way too many to address right now that I've hurt. So I apologize. Happy belated birthday, Kelly. Love you. Hey, Don K. What matters is that you're owning it and try to correct. Some don't think they have anything to fix in themselves. I'm rooting for you. Thank you. Hey, Ashley. And the issue is I've always known that I've not been the greatest person and didn't care. And that's why I needed a wake up call. I didn't give a shit. It felt good to fire back at people. It felt good to hurt people's feelings, that maybe knowingly or unknowingly hurt mine. And that's never okay because I have said so many times, especially on this platform, that if you hurt my feelings, I know how to do it 10 times worse and better. And that is not something to brag about or be proud of. And being knocked on my ass has shown me that that gets me absolutely nowhere at all. Yeah, no, I get it, Miss P. Hey, Wyoming. So, um, that's just what I wanted to check in. Working out every day and I mean, everything right now in my life is very stressful, and I'm trying to go about it in a positive way. Trying to deal with separating lives and bills and just the mental state of emotions from separating from people, and trying to find a place to live and all those things. I mean, I just have to sit still and like trust God with that, because I mean that's all you can do, and to try to do better and do everything that I'm being told that I have to do by my superiors, and that's all I can do, and just keep praying. So thank you guys for your prayers and support, because it's helpful. Hope you're doing good, Witchy Nicole. And I mean, obviously, nobody could change overnight. Thank you, Addison Gray. Obviously, nobody could change overnight, but you can definitely be woken up to why you're in a position you're in, you know, and realize that you have two choices. You can keep going down the road you're going and make things 10 million times worse, or you can go in a different direction than you've been going and fix your attitude, fix things, and don't be too proud to be like, damn, man, I was wrong. And I was wrong in so many situations. Wrong in the way that I've treated people or reacted or treated myself also. I mean, you can't just go to temporary things that are going to numb you and expect to be fixed. That's only going to make your problems worse. Yeah, minute by minute, hour, second by second, really. The more you have to deal with, the stronger the lesson, the more you remember in the future. That's exactly what I was saying the other day, Lokamai, is that I am never, there's so many times in my life where I've tried to change or fix something, but they're not memorable. I don't remember why I wanted to or any of that. And now it's like an asteroid. The situation has been like an asteroid that hit and left a crater and damage and devastation in my life that I will never forget it. And I realize that that comes from, that's consequence. And it's something that I can't forget. So in the future, if I'm ever tempted to go down the same roads, even now, in the present, I'm tested every single day. And the only thing that really is motivating me to keep going is that I don't want to make things worse, and I never want to be in this position ever again or put somebody else in the position that I put people in. Yeah, big fork in the road. But I mean, you have no choice but to keep going because giving up isn't an option. It affects you and other people if you give up, and it's not an option. Takes time to change things, and you had started doing that. Yeah, I mean, it's hard every day. It's emotional every day, but it's motivating because I mean, nobody wants to feel pain, right? When you touch a flame, it burns you, so it motivates you not to touch it again. Well, this has been a huge flame that I've touched in my life, and I don't ever want to touch it again. You will never be free if you don't admit that you're addicted to meth or anything, Cheryl. I mean, whatever anyone's addiction is, that they're not going to be free. So just remember it's got to be for you and not anyone else. That's what I was reminded the other day by a good friend named Lokamai and other people is I was having a breakdown and I was hurting really badly and I was thinking, well, if life doesn't go the way that I want it to go and to fix my feelings, then who cares? Why am I doing this to begin with? And Lokamai reminded me it's not for anybody else but yourself because it's not. It may affect others because, of course, our attitude and what we do does affect other people. But I mean, if you're not doing it for yourself, then you are doing it for the wrong reasons. And Lokamai definitely reminded me of that. And she said she mentioned the other night the good thing about these lives is you can revisit them as writing a journal for yourself. Yeah. And hey, Thea, love you, Thea. What was it just yesterday? I won't say exactly what it is, but there's a couple of people in my life that I guess you could call them fair weathered uh friends, fair weathered hookups. Um, I had messaged them and told them the life changes that I'm making for myself. And only one of them was very supportive about it and said, They're actually kind of jealous because they would like to fix the same issues, and hopefully they can. But just let them know that I can't go down that path anymore with them or on my own. Hey, Melissa. If you don't do it for you, then you forget things quickly. Love you, my dear. Exactly. And then if things don't go your way and you're relying on someone else to have a good outcome for you, and that doesn't work, then you know then you give up. You have to do it for yourself. The only one that can bring me back to YouTube to see you. Ah, I love you, Pink. At least you're stepping in the right direction. It's going to take time. Lots of time, and I'm a well-known, very impatient person. Um, and I mean, this is giving me no choice but to slow down and so you realize that things don't happen overnight. Thank you, Melissa. Okay, Witchy Nicole, have a good day. Can't say you miss YouTube, but you miss me. Aw, I love you, Pink. It's good to see you. There's nothing wrong with that either. We're all supposed to grow. You'll find the more you grow and evolve, the more you'll outgrow people and things. Yeah, I mean, I guess we a lot of times we think we know exactly what we want, and God, this is where my main faith with God gets shaky because I know what I want, and I have like a vision for what a perfect life for myself is. And anytime God's like, no. And I'm like, wait, what? Well, then I'm not going to try if I'm not going to get what I want. But He always has exactly what we need planned out, and we will get um, the gifts in life when we're ready to receive them. And some of us just aren't ready to receive those. So when you look back in many years, you're going to see 2025 is realize you've never been so blessed because this is a gift. It doesn't feel like it now, but the trajectory of your life is upwards now. That's what I was telling somebody else yesterday is like 2025 is kind of starting off, well, not kind of starting off shitty for myself. It is. And I mean, really, can it get worse? I'm not going to question that because God, please. Um, but really, it could only get better throughout the year from here. Amen, Nikki Rev. Love you, Nikki Rev. Hey, Jess Ruby. You're going through a dark place, but you know things will get better. Yes, prayers for Peach and Peach. Thank you for. I'm gonna call her out real quick. She got me and Oscar like a coupon to go to some cool places just to have fun and let loose. And I still have to use those. I'm sorry, I've been like busy, but thank you for those. That was very thoughtful. The fear of 42 being the end is not the end of life, but the end of an old lifestyle for Robbie. Yes, I've always said my whole life that I've never seen living past the age of 42, and I'm 42 now, and I've always had like this vision. And Locum, I explained it like maybe it's just a part of me dying that's been there my whole life, and like a change. And my friends hate when I say that, but that's what I've always seen. So yes, prayers for Peach as well, please. But that's all I wanted to say is my head's in a little better place today, and I just got to keep going and keep going to the gym because that's I'm sweating out everything. I'm getting out emotions, and it feels really good. So I hope you guys. What does that sound? Hold on. What does that sound? Is that my alarm? Or is someone texting me? Can you guys hear that? It was Sue Dillon, my ringtone. 2025 has been a rocky start for so many people, especially with our economy. Let's all do a reset. Set goals and focus on self more for growth and success. Oh, you couldn't hear it? Okay, that's good. I don't know what I don't know what it was. Do I have my ringtone on? Oh, I have my ringtone on and it's in my Bluetooth. So thank you guys for letting me too. I love her, Wyoming. She makes me happy. So I'm gonna head off. I'm gonna go work out. Thanks for letting me vent every day, and I made it through a whole live stream without crying. So, um, I think I cried earlier this morning, but that's good. It's good. For somebody who's not a crier, who was telling me that yesterday? One of my friends was telling me, like, if you're not normally a crier, then it's good to cry a lot in situations like this because, just get it all out. Um, and I hate crying, but it does feel really good. So maybe I like it. It just feels like cleansing. Um, your daughter will be back to visit friends in Oahu in March. One day I'll make it to Hawaii, but you too, Samby. All right, everyone, take care. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being supportive and loving, and I will talk to you guys later. Have a good day.
No.